Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a match from Hurricane 2025. This is round two of the Swedish event, Kyle versus Joe. It starts off where it looks like they're starting turn one or start of turn two, excuse me. I believe Kyle's on the left, Joe's on the right. It looks like Joe is playing some sort of mono green deck and or Kyle's playing mono green deck, excuse me. Joe's playing green red, maybe even rug. Hopefully I got this right. Kyle on the left, Joe on the right, but Kyle had a pretty broken turn one, it looked like, with a Lotus and a bunch of creatures, but now he's mana screwed. He does have a factory in play. Joe's got two Pixies, which are pretty great in this format. It's kind of blurry here. Reminder that Nick had recorded three matches at the same time, so I had to trim down the video to focus on just each match for each round, then try to separate into video so that way I could potentially get up to three matches per round recorded. About halfway through the tournament, everybody stopped using table two right there, and they moved to different tables because table one through three was so smushed. So there are certain rounds where I only have two matches, but either way, Kyle did get a force and he's playing, trying to get aggressive. But as you can see, Joe just landed that Serendib, original art, ridiculous Serendib. Could be a proxy, but either way, love that art. Kyle in the tank, looking at his hand, going, how do I stop a 3/4 flyer with a bunch of small creatures? He needs a Pendlehaven and a giant growth at this point for that sprite. It is rug for Joe because he just played a Tropic, swinging for three. Kyle puts a dice for every time he takes a damage. Is that how he's doing that? And then a Twister in response, Crumble on the Mox Ruby, which is a pretty good play. Now they get a shuffle up. Yeah, so while they shuffle, it looks like Kyle's playing mono green. I can't even tell what. It's it's kind of dark. Let me shut off my light in this office here. I can't see all the cards on the play mat or on the battlefield. But it does look like Joe has a Tropic and an Emerald tapped, I believe. He's got a Volcanic and a Taiga untapped. So this is definitely rug or some sort of rug deck, which can be amazing. Winter Derby rug was pretty damn good. And I see some rug decks with Giant Growths and Berserks that are pretty wild. Mono green, Stompy on the left. Mono green's pretty good until you run into 3/4, that's not great. I think they're discussing if Joe played a land. And Kyle said, yeah, you played the tropical. Joe taps Sapphire. Plays Soul Ring. Is he about to play another dib? Nope, just passes. All right, so I see a crumble in Kyle's hand. Hard to see what other cards he has. But I definitely see a crumble. And is he thinking about attacking? He must have a giant growth. He's going Alpha Strike. Alpha Strike, okay. Yeah, he must be threatening he's got a giant growth. So Sprite gets bolted and dies, and Joe takes three, and then two more scavenger folk. So Kyle's definitely set up for artifact mana type cards and artifacts in general. Joe plays the Mishra's Factory, swings for three in the air again. Now Kyle's taking six. Untap, upkeep, draw step. Would you draw? Can't tell. Might be a pixie, actually. He might draw a pixie. And I know pixie doesn't have flying, but it always feels like it has flying because it's factory proof. That's hilarious. But in these kind of matchups, obviously that's important. Crumbled the factory, which was awesome. And I think Joe already down to five. I can't. No, there's another dice there. Five, and then whatever the other dice is showing. Play to force. Tap two. You're gonna play Pixie. A lot of creatures in this mono green deck. Rug needs a fireball to wipe all those suckers out, because he could definitely clear them out. Swung for three and passes. I cannot tell what Joe's life's at. It looks like Kyle's at 11. Is he going Alpha Strike again? Oh, smart. He's leaving one scavenger folk back to blow up the factory. Scavenger folk's so good. Not as good as Mox Monkey, but still pretty damn good. Especially in old school format where there is no Mox Monkey, right? And Pixie blocks Pixie. Takes four. I think he's at six now. I can see the one white dot, and I'm assuming the other one's five. Are you going Chaos Orb? You play Chaos Orb? If you play Chaos Orb, I don't think you hit it activated on his 3/4, do you? Yep, plays Chaos Orb. Or excuse me, played a Pixie and then a Chaos Orb. Goop! Oh wow, game one, Kyle with the green stompy. Beat Rug. It was just too damn fast. All right, this is game two. They had to shift a little bit. I think they shift, if I remember it, they shifted up, and so I skipped the sideboarding. We're already into game two of round two. Kyle versus Joe. Kyle on the left goes Mox land or creature, strip mine your land. So he's got two elves and a pixie, or excuse me, and a scavenger folk. Recall. Kyle asks, "Are you targeting me?" You always ask that question, no matter who you are. You have to ask that question. It's great. And a Pendlehaven. No blocks. Oh, now play a sprite. Your turn. I thought he was going to pump with the Pendlehaven, but nope. He wants to play more creatures. It's better to play a creature and is again one more damage in right now, which makes sense to me. Time Walk. Oh my goodness. Joe with just the broken spells. He's seen three restricted cards now, three power nine cards, and he's still behind right now. But four mana is nice. What's he playing with four mana? 4/4 Suchi. That's a huge bitch. And in Swedish, a fantastic card. In EC, not so much. That mana burn gets you. He needs more mana. Or can he blow that up with? Okay, so he swung through with Sprite, pumped it to deal two damage, and then he played a Pixie. And the Pixie can just sit there and block Suchi, but Suchi's also keeping the other creatures at bay. A second Suchi. Wow. And then he's in a chain, and in response to the chain, he giant growth the Pixie. That was awesome. Swing with the flyer, pump it, play my factory pass turn. So Kyle's emptied his hand. Joe has two Suchis and a Pixie. You could send forth two Suchis. One gets blocked, yeah, and you can still deal four. Yeah, you block one. I think he's gonna pay to kill it. Oh wow. The scavenger folk kills the one, and yeah, maybe should have kept it back. I'll swing in for one in the air, and then pump for two. Elvish Archer. I believe that's Elvish Archer, not Elvis Archer. Elvish Archer. All right, so now it looks like Joe's getting mana flooded, but he can play everything. He twisted. Wow, he twisted. And I think he tapped the wrong mana. I think I would have tapped the factories to keep the colored mana open. But I could be wrong. Twistering with the rug deck is normally a great play. However, when your opponent's playing green stompy and they have 0 cards in hand, it's not the best idea. I think I just saw a Pendelhaven, maybe two, and a bunch of other creatures. He's about to play all those damn creatures. So Joe, 7 new cards. He did play his land. It was that second factory. Two volcanics, two factories on tap. But he did the good thing about the time twister is he shuffled his time walk and ancestral recall back in his hand. Played a Kurdape. Kurdape's pretty good. 2/3. 2/3. Because he does have the force. Swinging in the air, pump with Pendelhaven. You take two more. It looked like Joe's down to 9. Tapping 2 for another Pixie. Just shut down those artifact creatures for the rest of this game. I almost feel like Joe should have probably sided out the Suchis. I don't know. I have no idea what was in his board, but another Pendelhaven. Oh, Pendelhavens are legendary, so it killed the first one. Then he played the Sprite. Then he tapped Llanowar Elf to play Scavenger Folk, and now he's got 1,000 creatures, and Joe needs a Balancer or a Wrath of God at this point. Man, he's about to go Alpha Strike. That's the yeah. And has 0 cards in hand. You get him to draw 7. That sucks. I wonder if Joe has black in his deck. He can still recover though. There's a lot of game left here. He needs a honestly a fireball, and he could wipe out the whole board over there. That what is that? Oh, it's a fireball. See, look at that. I'm gonna kill fucking everything. So 1 for the red, 4 damage, 3 targets. I like how you tap those, Joe. I made it so easy for me. He's just saying, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one are you gonna keep alive? That is a board wipe. So he's gonna keep 1 sprite alive. Totally get rid of artifact creatures. Now, you want to swing with your 4/4s? With 1. Okay. Yeah, you got to take it. Good call, Kyle. Go with the Fireball Wrath of God. Well, it wasn't a Wrath. It was a balance in a way. Because now they both have 4 creatures. Oh, excuse me. Kyle's got 5. I didn't see that line were off there. So now Kyle's trying to figure out. You just 4-for-1 me. Or 3-for-1 me. How do I catch up? Did play a factory, it looked like to me. Swinging for 2 in the air. Plays a Emerald. An elf, another. Oh, an elf and then a asp. That's his turn. 1 or 2 in hand. Definitely don't want to wheel, Joe. You got a lot of mana here, though. You can wipe him out again if you have another fireball. Excuse me, I feel like it's just a matter of time before Joe takes the game over. He has bigger creatures. Not ever playing Green Stompy. I wonder if the right play would have been to keep a Pixie alive. Rain Geyser himself for 5. Oof. Rug is catching up. Rug's taking over. We're probably going to game 3 on this one. I don't believe he played his land yet, so he can, yep, plays a library. Still has 3 untapped. Is that Shatterstorm? No, it's not Shatterstorm. Fallen Star? I think it's a Fallen Star. So are you allowed to put 4 together? Is that how that works? How does that work? Do you only put 1 together? I don't know they're red over. They're red on that card. Yeah, you put 4. You're not allowed to put 5 together, are you? Is that right? You can put 5 together? Looks like you took out 3 to me. Oh, they're arguing. Looks like he got three. Did he get three? Oh, it's so close. Simon, over here. I think they're looking over to Simon, who was sitting on off to their the above to the right of Joe. Excuse me. Yes, so yep. Simon said yes, sir. Wow, so you can put five creatures together. That's awesome. I guess you can put all the creatures together, and whatever hits, it wipes out. That was another monster play. That was a 3-for-1. Oh, I guess Kyle's gonna go crazy now. Is Kyle going crazy? If he goes Alpha Strike, I think he's crazy because there's a 4/4 there and a Pixie there. And, oh no, he must have a giant growth. So you put Pixie on the, no, 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 no. Yeah, put Pixie there. Yep, there you go. I agree with those blocks. I think that's a 2/3 versus a 2/3. A 2/2 versus a 2/1. 3/1, but doesn't matter. And then a 4/4 versus a 1/1. Do you have a giant growth? And then are you going to pump the Llanowar Elf that made it through to deal that second damage? So you just gave up, yeah, you gave up two creatures that deal two damage. I don't think that's the right play. But he's at five, and this is where I struggle with who's the beatdown. Like I know Kyle has to be the beatdown, but then I also wonder, are you supposed to just blindly attack like that? That's because every life point matters, and you'll eventually get him low enough to where a giant growth will win the game or Pendlehaven. I just hate the idea of just giving up two creatures just to deal two damage. Like sacrifice two creatures, deal two damage to target opponent. That's basically what just happened. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, just up six with that Kurt Ape and that Suchi. And another Pixie who's artifact proof. And keep in mind, Joe has 7 cards in hand because he drew off that library. So you can't swing at the factories because they just, well, no, you can swing. Oh, okay. Oh, because the other two factories were untapped. Yeah. Even if you swung at the factories, the other two creatures wouldn't have made it through, so it wasn't a good play. So now Kyle sits back. So I feel like the turn before he might have wanted to sit back as well. Maybe it didn't matter. I don't know. Now, at this point, he needs a hurricane. Blocking, giant growth to make him a 5/5. Oh, you're going to counter it? Okay. Giant growth him again to make him a 5/5. Let him make him a 5/5. Yeah, that's fine. Let him make him a 5/5. I don't know why he used those. I guess he didn't want to give up his factory. Yeah, I don't know. Might be better to save those for when a Llanowar Elf gets through and you pump him with Pendlehaven the double. All right, that's game. So we're on to game three. But yeah, maybe pumping the Llanowar Elf with Pendlehaven and the double giant growth and would have been better. He clearly didn't have the giant growth in his hand, or else he would have won the game earlier when that one elf got through. Had he waited though, hindsight 2020, had he waited a couple turns before he sent all those guys in there just to deal two damage, and he had drawn his giant growths, by then he would have swung for game because those two giant growths would have been. Well, he'd have one counter spell. Yeah. Either way, Kyle, I don't know if Kyle could have won the game honestly, and I am doing hindsight, which is always 2020. But once Joe did the draw seven, I thought, no, that was last game he did draw seven, right? Or was that this game? That might have been this game. Either way, when your opponent gets a library online, yeah, they both did. Yeah, he did the draw seven. They both drew seven. Kyle played a bunch of cards, but Joe went Fireball your squad, and then Falling Star your squad. And he had the library active. Keep in mind, he went Ancestral Recall very early and a Time Walk. Kyle almost pulled it off. I think he had Joe down to five, but was enough. Turn one, Llanowar, and then we have Volcanic. Back to you. We're not swinging for two. We're playing a Two sprites. Okay. Ancestor recall targeting himself. I think Joe just drew a Lotus. He did, in fact, draw a Lotus. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of mana. 6 mana on turn two is insane. 6 mana on turn two is wild. So he goes Time Walk. That's so many four restricted cards so far. Time Twister, five restricted cards so far. Five of the power nine seen in the first two turns for Joe. Joe doing broken stuff over here. Kyle's trying to play the game legit. I think he has one restricted card in his deck, an Emerald. Oh, he might. No, he's got Lotus, so he's got at least two. Either way, Joe's doing crazy fun stuff. It's a lot of fun doing that when you're piloting the rug deck. Not so fun when you're Kyle. Ooh. Oh yeah, he's got Chaos Orb. He did draw a Chaos Orb. Mine had a Mox there. It was hard to tell. Couple L's. Goes in his Time War turn. Library. Oh my God. Now he's got Library online. Yep, switch to control. Take your time. Don't rush it out. You have eight. Just relax. You have eight in hand. Just send one chain. Would you send one chain? I think I would only send one. Yeah, I don't think I'd send. Well, actually, I might take out. I was gonna say I might take out his Llanowar Elf. I don't know if that would be the right play or not. Pixie Llanowar, untap draw. So he's at eight right now. And maybe the second chain was right. I'm an idiot. Oh my gosh, Suchi. But he does have a Pixie. You just can't go around the Suchi because he doesn't. Well, I mean, I guess he could Pixie, but oh, great strip mine. Wow, he got the library out of there in Swedish format. Only one of those suckers, and he landed it. Swung for two with Pixie. Plays a land. Plays another Pixie. Nope. Plays a Chaos Orb. Plays a Elf. I think. Oh my. Two more Mockras. And Joe doesn't have to try to keep 8 cards in his hand anymore. Bolts the Pixie. Passes turn. Do you want to kill a Suchi? All right, here we go. And a miss. I couldn't, or you couldn't really tell because Kyle's right arm was in the way, but I guess he missed it. It looked like Kyle was doing the drop it and have it hit your finger technique, which I do the have it slightly raised, grab it from the side, let go of it, and I missed a lot this tournament. I miss a bunch, but that finger, having the finger hit it scares me. It worries me. I did see in one video, I forgot whose it was, but this one guy, he was like pulling it at an angle and like was shooting it. It was so weird, and it came in like at an angle, but it landed hard every time. It stuck. It was pretty crazy technique. Either way, a lot going on here. Pixie played, Pixie bolted. Looks like Kyle's down to one card in hand. Tucci's holding back, and now it's Drago. Ooh, land, or mana flooded over there. Another time walk swinging for. I think I'd block and kill the Suchi. Oh my gosh, mana flooded for Joe. Joe's got one card left in hand. I think he drew 3 mana in a row. 3 lands and 2 lands and a Lotus. Mm, yeah, he's going beat down now. Block in the factory. He says he's willing to take the other two. He's going to pump him. Loses the factory. Plays a forest. Curd ape, swing four. I don't know why you want swing four. Just swing four. Interesting. Wonder why he didn't swing with Curd ape. Or with Suchi, excuse me. Oh, wow. He's tapping a bunch, guys. What's Joe tapping out for? Brain Geyser for 1,000. Another card ape. Card apes aren't played as much in this format as I thought they'd be. As a kid, they were broken. Not broken, but they were great. Grab the time walk? No, go ahead. Grab the time walk. Oh, fallen star instead. All right, here we go. Got all three. And you just swing all out. That's game. Untap, draw. You don't have a way to win the game. Yeah. Well, that's the game. That was an interesting game. It was really close, honestly. The first game, Mono Green won. Game two was close. Eventually, Joe took over, and then game three, it felt like that was in Joe's hands pretty early on. Interesting decks. I do like Rug, and then Mono Green. It fights a good fight. Don't really have answers for falling stars. Those things are insane. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. See you next week.